abusia incha ore mo akwa baso kuseme channel so and had a so be media GH abusia ene Zenator Rawlings adin komo Zenator Rawlings akasa yes sem eno de tudwa abusia Zenator Rawlings eche ne nsemu a ye ti oman mu ha nanso politicians etumi ewia eye oman no tumi wi oman no etumi esan wia eye timamfo no nanso enko babia politicians etumi edi bone akese papa nanso emra no ehu bone ne se ketekete na emom setimamuni ekofa ade ketekete bi o ebia ne obedi mpo okokofa na che setimamuni no ono no ena mra no enu no edi ono ena mra no enu no edi ne etumi agele nipa no be 10 years 15 years 20 years nanso woba eye politicians a bone a omo edi pa nanso enko babia abusia we dey ma meka so pese ekwalekoti ensemo a eye Zenator Rawlings abusia edi atudwa no an ensemo a abusia waka wo eye live TV so yenkwenkoti na sewie na se ho adwenche bi abomoden na ya kire ya adwehara so ebe media GH se ene dey konetwa channel so a ye bese so beje ma hwe video sin bi aboda wa subscribe like na wa abo ahia ofre pensem ne bi atie no anya bi atie era so ebe media yentie eye Zenator Rawlings nsemo a de atudwa efa eye politicians ene eye timamfo no ekwan a emra no ede omofa so ene ekwan a emra no ede eye politicians so efa so yentie no emesese a yerase
MP, Dr. Zenator Rawlings, has questioned the justice system, contrasting the harsh punishment meted out to petty offenders with the impunity enjoyed by politicians who mismanage state resources. Speaking on Joy News podcast Talk No Day Cook Rice, she recalled a trader who was jailed for 2 years for damaging part of an overpass, asking why politicians who commit far worse offenses walk free. Is it too harsh? I'm not going to comment on that, but are we going to be able to do that to a public servant, a politician, who does the equivalent of damaging that where a road should have been built and it wasn't done? It's full of potholes. They got the money. We can't account for how the money translated into a road being built, but they are walking free because maybe they supported someone's campaign, she said. Dr. Rawlings warned that such double standards weaken democracy and fuel public disillusionment. You can't expect that the citizens should do the right thing. And yet, those who are given higher levels of responsibility and greater access to the nation's wealth are held to a different standard, she argued. The lawmaker also pointed to poor infrastructure projects funded with public money but unfit for use. She cited a recently handed-over building at the Adabraka Polyclinic by the Coastal Development Agency. Have a look at it and tell me whether that is a building that should have been handed over to the clinic without even the involvement of the medical staff, who could at least have advised whether it was fit for purpose. Money was spent on that building, even the painting job. I think that some kid in class 1 would have done a better painting job than what I saw there. She linked these failures to a wider culture of irresponsibility among both leaders and citizens. When you don't have leadership that is willing to bring the people along as well and expect more of people, you create a feeling of, well, what difference does it make anyway? She said. For Dr. Rawlings, true governance requires discipline, integrity, and tough decisions. She contrasted Ghana's lax systems with countries like Rwanda and Singapore. You cannot take plastics into Rwanda. Simple as that. You are not allowed to chew gum in Singapore, whether you're a visitor or a VIP, no exceptions. There are certain tough decisions you have to take in order to have governance be good, because you can have bad governance. She stressed that good governance is not just about elections but about delivering dignity, safety, and accountability to citizens. What are the things that you're doing for the people? That is, you're delivering on time. You're making sure that the dignity of their citizen is respected. You're making sure that working conditions are good enough. You're looking at the roads and making sure that the number of people who are dying in road traffic accidents is no more than the number of people who are dying of disease in hospital, because then you have a problem, she said. Calling for higher standards in leadership, she insisted that those who fail to serve with integrity must be removed. We have to, at some point, draw the line and do what is right for the people of Ghana. Source, Abu Bakr Ibrahim. Also read.
Ghana first have a very short take to do again, and I'm asking JM, disrupt to restore. Your reset agenda, you must mean it. Like seriously, you must mean it. When I hear you talk and say it's not going to be business as usual, I understand that to be needed to tour this country in the last 3 weeks, touring the country, sleeping in the regions, and interacting with citizens, discerning citizens who are concerned and who want this country to move forward. And this is a tour by the team set up by yourself, the about 60-member, committee that you ethics and anti-corruption action plan. The National Anti-Corruption Action Plan, the one for the last 10 years, expired in 2024. So there's a need for a new one. And you put up the team together from civil society, reputable people, from our justices of our Supreme Court, Attorney General, offices, the likes of Daniel Domelovo, very respected civil society leaders, as you can see in your shot. You put all of them together and give them a work. That this is important to you because corruption is eating up this country. I dare say, corruption is hemorrhaging this country more than Galamsey would ever do. And I'll show you evidence shortly. So you say this is a priority project for you. And under the auspices of the anti-corruption office in the Jubilee House, led by Professor Francis Dodu, they're doing the heavy lifting. And they've got all these respected people. They get them to go to retreats, spend a whole week brainstorming and asking what can be done to solve the problem of corruption. The Constitution in Article 35, Clause 8 says the state shall take steps to eradicate corruption and corrupt practices and abuse of office. And these people have spent their time. When I leave my office for a whole week and I join this team pro bono, when I can make money sitting in my office, I feel it is important and we need to play our part to get this country back on track. The people I have met, they are depressed. They are very unhappy about this broken system. This system that is broken. And it appears to be designed to frustrate the honest man, the honest worker. I put up a post that this is a broken system by design. It is built to bleed the honest worker. For 3 decades that I've become socially and politically aware, I have watched a system deliberately left broken, engineered for fraud, sustained by fat salaried officials who have never missed a paycheck, not for a day. You find them in there, not fit for purpose, yet padded with perks. Yeah, padded with hefty perks. Meanwhile, the nurse, the teacher, the junior doctor, who hold the nation's spine, are left unpaid for 10 months or more, some 13 months. And I listened to that nurse speak about the frustration she's going through. How do you expect her to survive? 10 months, she's trekking from, Pantine to Kolebu, and she's doing it honestly. Only to be told, we appreciate your efforts. These officers are the Controller and Accountant General, at the Health Ministry and the various departments, at the Ministry of Education, at the GES, all all of you who claim to be leaders and are making fat salaries every month, you look into the eyes of these people and give them lame and lousy excuses. That's not what they put you in there to do. That's not what they give you all the comfort to do, to give them excuses, such lame and lousy excuses. No, they put you there to fix the problems, not to pay ghosts. People you see dead, you attended their funerals, and you have been paying them for 26 good months, dead. In any functional society, a society that is not dysfunctional as ours, these people will stay at home and will not suffer any penalty. They will return when they have to return, and they will gain an interest and a compensation on all the years. And as I make the post on social media, I see many people 10 years back, 15 years back, talking about how it took them 15 months, it took some 2 years before they began to receive their first salary. In this day and age, someone is employed and it takes you more than a year to get them their mega salary. When you are feeding fat, this is not where you expect these people that you have guilted into endurance and punished for their patriotism. It's just not right. This is dysfunctional. It's design. And this is not delay, it is betrayal. You were put in there to fix the problems and not to continue to give us excuses. We live in a country where a small girl, a young girl in school, has a headmaster, assistant headmaster, fondling her, and photographs are being taken. And a member of parliament, someone who makes laws, sits on television and says that was consensual. It doesn't matter how much you deprecated it, for you to say this was consensual. And now people are debating what is the age of the girl. When they put a girl in a school, the teachers, the school act in loco parentis, in place of the parents. You don't go fondling them and come give excuses. The country is rotting to the core. I have met people who say they are looking for a disruption. And I say, JM, the onus is on you. Disrupt this system. Those people at the education and health who are giving excuses for the people who have not been paid for 13 months, they shouldn't be sitting there doing their job. These are problems they can fix in one day. The Auditor General just told us 10 million has been recovered from what? Unearned salaries. He's looking to recover as much as 150 million. People are stealing and we are watching. Our ethics are broken and the corruption is swallowing us. Your big push agenda is 10 million that you have put on it. Every year you are looking to spend 13 billion, it's 10 billion. Every year you are looking to spend 13 billion Ghana cedis out of the 10 billion. Each year this country loses 3 billion. Now we are told it's about 5 billion US dollars to corruption, to the thievery. 3 billion. That brings you to almost 40 billion Ghana cedis. 5 billion lost unaccounted for. That brings you to almost 63 billion Ghana cedis. We have everything it takes to solve the problems of this country. We are the largest gold producer in this Africa. We are the second largest in cocoa. And what do we have to show for? Unemployed people, people skilled, looking for jobs. Not that they are not skilled, people educated, but they can't find jobs. President Mama, don't let this be business as usual. Kick all this fat salaried, not fit for purpose, belly, people who are just draining the country and doing nothing Just kick all of them out. That's my take. The 12 people who are being investigated by OSP and who have actually been arrested, questioned and granted bail, except Sledge, who couldn't fulfill his bail conditions and was detained. These are the matters that are attracting the OSP's attention. But let's speak to it about this particular one by the Imam.
Let me also make another point. And clearly, you've held right to that proof, and it's admitted that 7.2 that they put out there is a counterfactual. The other word for counterfactual is phantom. It is not a loss. The only loss that has been recorded on paper by Bank of Ghana is 2.14 billion cedis, which I have a document from Bank of Ghana. I've shared with you something for basically to talk about it. But you know what? Since Bright did his beautiful presentation, for me, I cannot do that because the document I'm going to rely on is basically documents that are subject to confidentiality. So it will be difficult for me to put those documents in a slide and share with the public. But I will read contents of those documents as I go along in my presentation. Let me make this quick fact. I want to now dwell on 3 areas. One is to let everybody watching and Bright, Imani, and everybody know that the gold for oil, everybody that took part in gold for oil went through proper due diligence. Bank of Ghana undertook what is called a KYC, and those companies were also sent to the FIC, the Financial Intelligence Center, for them to basically screen these companies. There are 2 letters